Did you know that every 6 minutes, an older adult suffers a stroke, and the heartbreaking truth is that many of those strokes could have been prevented? Think about it for a moment. Behind that cold statistic is a grandfather who will never tell his stories again, a mother who will never tend to her garden, a family that will never hear that familiar laughter once more. I'm Dr. Olivia Snow, a specialist in senior health here in Canada, and the reason I had to turn on my camera today is because of a frightening truth. There are 4 common medications that almost every household uses, yet they silently multiply the risk of stroke several times over. Those pills that seem as harmless as a glass of water are in fact hidden enemies of the aging brain. In this video, I'll help you open up your medicine cabinet, expose the 4 dangerous culprits, and more importantly, discover safer alternatives for you and your loved ones. Stay with me until the end of this video, because the next few minutes could contain information that might save your life or the life of someone you love. Let's start with the first group. The non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, such as ibuprofen, naproxen, and diclofenac. These are medicines almost every family has at home. They're used for headaches, back pain, arthritis. Just one pill and the pain fades quickly. That's why many older adults see them as a daily companion. But behind that convenience is a serious health trap. In 2023, researchers at the University of Toronto followed more than 40,000 patients over 60 years old. The shocking result: people who used NSAIDs long-term had a 70% higher risk of stroke compared to those who didn't. Why? Because these drugs raise blood pressure, make the body hold salt and water, strain the kidneys, and upset platelet balance, causing blood clots. Each problem is dangerous alone, but together, they create a ticking time bomb in the brain. The story of Mr. Daniel Thompson, 68, from Vancouver, British Columbia, shows this clearly. He was a retired construction worker who loved tending to his rose garden every day. Since 2018, because of knee osteoarthritis, he started taking 2 diclofenac pills every day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. For over 4 years, no doctor adjusted his dose or suggested alternatives. He believed it was just a simple, harmless painkiller. One morning in October 2022, while trimming his roses, Mr. Daniel suddenly felt very dizzy. The clippers fell from his right hand, and half of his face drooped. His family rushed him to Vancouver General Hospital. The diagnosis: ischemic stroke. Doctors confirmed the main cause was high blood pressure and fast-progressing artery hardening, direct results of using NSAIDs for so many years. After the stroke, Daniel needed almost 6 months of rehab. Even though he improved, he still needs a cane to walk and no longer has the strength to care for his garden like before. This story teaches us a hard lesson. Pills that seem harmless, if taken every day without medical supervision, can slowly destroy health and completely change a person's life. The most dangerous thing about these medicines is not only the short-term side effects, but the damage that builds up quietly over time, harming the brain and the whole body. With NSAIDs, besides raising blood pressure and damaging the kidneys, they also cause chronic inflammation in the inner lining of blood vessels, the place where blood flows. Imagine that lining like smooth wallpaper. But when NSAIDs scratch it, cholesterol sticks more easily, forming plaques. A piece can break off, travel to the brain, and cause a stroke. On top of that, kidney damage from NSAIDs can lead to chronic kidney failure, forcing older adults into regular dialysis, a heavy burden late in life. The anticholinergics, often used for bladder leaks or overactive bladder, are like a light switch turned off in the brain. They block acetylcholine, the chemical messenger that powers memory and thinking. When blocked for years, the brain becomes like a city in blackout. Memory fades, thinking slows, and dementia sets in. Studies in Canada and the UK show using these drugs for more than 3 years can raise dementia risk by up to 50%. And since they also reduce blood flow to the brain, they plant the seeds for mini-strokes that build up damage over time. Corticosteroids carry a terrible hidden cost. Beyond raising blood pressure, sugar, and cholesterol, they also cause osteoporosis, so even a small fall can break bones. For someone who already had a stroke, Breaking a hip often means losing all independence. Worse, corticosteroids weaken muscles and the immune system, making older adults more vulnerable to pneumonia, urinary infections, and skin infections already life-threatening at an advanced age. The most dangerous group may be the antipsychotics. Often given to people with dementia to keep them quiet, these medicines can double or even triple the risk of death from stroke. How do they do this? By causing dangerous drops in blood pressure when standing up, irregular heart rhythms, metabolic syndrome, weight gain, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, and by making the blood thicker and stickier. Put all of that together, and you have a ticking time bomb inside the body. Many people with Alzheimer's or Parkinson's don't die from the original disease, but from stroke complications linked to antipsychotics. The truth is, all four groups of medicines share something in common. They affect the brain's blood vessels and nervous system, either directly or indirectly. They raise blood pressure, change heart rhythm, disturb clotting, or weaken memory and thinking. Each effect by itself may not be dangerous right away, but when taken for years and especially when several medicines are combined at once, polypharmacy, the brain is like an old bridge forced to carry more and more weight. One day, that bridge collapses. That collapse is the stroke. Among the four groups, the ones that worry me most are corticosteroids and antipsychotics. Why? Because they are not only common in medicine, but also often used too much or in the wrong way for seniors. Corticosteroids, like prednisone or dexamethasone, are often seen as miracle drugs. They can quickly calm inflammation, stop an asthma attack, or control autoimmune symptoms. But when used long-term, the cost is devastating. High blood pressure, uncontrolled blood sugar, abnormal cholesterol, osteoporosis, weak muscles, and a weaker immune system. The result is a dangerous spiral. High blood pressure, diabetes, hardened arteries, stroke. Many patients feel saved in the short term with corticosteroids, but over the years, their basic health is slowly worn away. Antipsychotics are even scarier. Medicines like risperidone, olanzapine, or quetiapine were designed for serious mental illnesses, like schizophrenia. But today, they are too often given to dementia patients just to make them calmer. It may look convenient, but the price is huge. The risk of death from stroke nearly doubles, even triples. These drugs can cause sudden blood pressure drops, leading to falls and broken hips. They disturb heart rhythm and create clots. They trigger severe metabolic syndrome that puts even more pressure on the brain and heart. The saddest part is that many Alzheimer's patients don't die from Alzheimer's itself, but from stroke complications caused by antipsychotics. So, what's the solution? First, corticosteroids and antipsychotics should always be the last resort used at the lowest dose, for the shortest possible time. Second, patients must be carefully monitored. That means checking blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol regularly, while also receiving support through physical therapy, psychological counseling, music therapy, or even simple changes in the home environment. Third, families and caregivers need to become the gatekeepers. You have every right to ask the doctor, is this medicine truly necessary? Are there safer options available? Do we have a plan to reduce or stop this drug over time? Never let short-term convenience turn into long-term tragedy. Medicines can save lives, but when misused, they can also take lives away. And if you find today's information helpful, please comment number 1 below, so I know you're with me. Every single comment, every share, can spread knowledge that prevents strokes and protects families from unnecessary pain. We've now walked through 4 common groups of medicines that, while familiar, hide serious dangers for the aging brain and body. The key message I want to leave you with is this: medicines are created to heal, but when used the wrong way, they can become a double-edged sword that steals clarity, independence, and even life. So what should you do today? Very simple. Open your family medicine cabinet. If you see drugs like ibuprofen, diclofenac, bladder control pills, corticosteroids, or antipsychotics, don't panic and don't stop them on your own. The most important step is to make an appointment with your doctor and ask these three crucial questions. Is this medicine still truly necessary? Is there a safer alternative? Do we have a plan to slowly reduce or stop this drug? Sometimes, just a 30-minute conversation with your doctor can prevent a life-changing stroke. And now, I ask for your help. If this video has been valuable, comment one below, click like, and share it so more people can access this information. Who knows? Your one share could prevent a stroke and save a family from heartbreak. Always remember, protecting the brain means protecting life's greatest treasures: memory, love, and the gift of being together.